Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss a very basic idea in programming that is quite useful in some calculations. The idea is called swapping variables. So let's see what's the problem and how we will solve it. We will introduce two solutions in fact. So suppose I have a variable x equal 3 and variable y equals 7, and basically I want x to take the value of 7 and y equal to take the value of 3. So I want to swap the assignment of each variables. Of course, things like, trying to type x equals 7, x equal y, fine, but then y equals what? Because if you type y equals x, what's going to happen here is that when you type the first line, x will be 7, and then when you try to say y equal x, well, then it will be y also equals 7. So you didn't swap. What you did is that you assigned the value of 7 to both of them. And similarly, if you try, to write y equals x, then that means that the current value of y is 3. And then when you try to say x equal y, unfortunately, also x will be 3. So you didn't swap. What you did is that you made both of them 3. The problem can be easily understood from a logical point of view if you imagine that you have a cup that has, let's say, tea, right? And you have another cup which have coffee. So this is coffee and this is tea, and what you want to do is to swap. So you want to put the tea in this cup, in the cup that currently has coffee, and vice versa. Now you cannot do this using the two cups. You need an extra one. So you can imagine that we bring some sort of a helper cup or a temporary cup, and you can pour the tea inside this temporary cup. So you can imagine that you are pouring tea here. So tea goes here, okay, and then that means that the yellow cup now is empty. So since it's empty, you can bring it and you can pour the coffee inside it. So now I am ready to put the coffee inside the yellow cup. And finally, the red cup is free now, so you can take the green cup and use it to pour the tea inside the red coffee. So eventually you will have the red cup with the tea inside it. Okay, so you will basically do the swap using a helper variable. Let's actually try to do this here on the screen. So again, suppose x is 3 and y is 7. All right, now I want to do the swap. So I will use a helper variable. Let me call it dummy, for example. So dummy, which is the green cup here, is going to receive what's in x. So now x is free or empty, and it can receive, I mean, it's not really empty at this stage if you type x is still 3, but you can in principle put whatever you want inside it because you stored its previous value in dummy. So now I can say x equals 1. And finally, the final shot is to assign a new value for y, which is the previous value that was in x, which is now stored in dummy. Now, if I ask MATLAB to type what's the value of x, it's 7. What's the value of y? It's 3. I managed to do the swap. Okay, so doing the swap in a classical programming way requires the help of an extra variable or a temporary variable dummy. However, most programming languages offer you of some sort of a built-in function that can do the job as well. Okay. And in MATLAB, the built-in function to do that, it's called deal. And the syntax of the deal function is very simple. It's basically you type x and y in an array. This has to equal deal of y comma x. So that's one way to do this quickly in MATLAB. So in fact, let's clear here everything and test the deal function. So again, let's say x, for example, equals 10. And y equals negative 9. And then suppose I want to swap, so I can type x and y in an array. This equals deal of y comma x. And when you do this, you get x equals negative 9 and y equals 10. So you could use the classic approach to solve this problem, which is swapping variables. And that will need the help of an extra temporary variable, which we decided to call dummy in the example that we studied. Or you could also use the built-in function inside MATLAB, and that built-in function is the deal function. All right. So we'll stop here. Thank you so much, and see you in another video.